Hello, good evening, my dear students. And today, welcome to the fourth session of BEGLA, code number 135. Right? So, we have discussed unit number 1 in the last three sessions, and today we are going to discuss the next topic, like unit 2, unit number 3 and 4 of your block first. So BEGLA 135, code English in daily life. So for last few days we have been discussing about various examples and applications of communication skills in your daily life. Today we are going to start with the unit number 2, social small talk. So in the last lectures, yesterday and the day before yesterday, and on 26th, 25th of May, we started the discussion about greetings and goodbyes. So again, we are going to resume the lecture, the topic. So social small talk, unit number 2 of block first. So then again, what is the structure? The structure is, it is starting from 2.0 to 2.9. So objectives, warm up, reading and listening, vocabulary, grammar, writing, and pronunciation, contracted form. I think there is problem in the sound. One is let me check if there is any problem in the mic. I think there should be no problem in the mic. Okay. Now again I resume. So objectives of the unit number 2, social small talk. And what are the objectives and how we are going to warm up for this topic. Then reading short dialogues, listening conversation and vocabulary describing people, grammar about questions, writing short descriptions, pronunciation contracted forms, and then the next points regarding summing up and answers. So first of all, objectives and social small talk, because as we have been discussing for many days that this paper BEGLA 135 is not only for academic purpose. The purpose is somewhat different. The purpose is somewhat social and your personal, that how we are going to use this communication skill in our daily life. As the name, as the title of the paper is English in daily life, in all kinds of situations: formal, informal, personal, family, social, office, professional, everywhere, right? So he says, do you feel comfortable talking to strangers, or do you feel shy and awkward? So are you at a loss for words after greetings are exchanged? Do you like or avoid parties and gatherings? The unit will help you improve your social skills, because before starting any unit, first of all, we get familiar with the objectives. Means what are the objectives? That after studying this unit, this should be our objective, and we should achieve these points or these objectives. So he says that this unit is going to improve our social skills, because communication skills are also having one further extension topic of social skills. So social skills are also part of the communication skills, like the formal communication, informal communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, fine, and also social skills, because as we say that language is used for your social purposes also. So social gatherings are there, and he says that sometimes we come across strangers, we are talking to strangers, and then we feel shy or awkward. or sometimes we feel at a loss for words. We feel that there are no more words occurring or coming to our mind. So, after greetings, then after discussing or after studying this unit regarding social small talks, we are going to improve our social skills. So, after studying this unit, we will be able to initiate and sustain our conversation. So, sustain means initiate to start conversation, and sustain a conversation to keep the conversation in the continued mode. In the means that the conversation is going on, right? Not the it's not going to end. And pick and avoid topics depending on the degree of intimacy with the person, other person, interlocutor. Interlocutor means other person to whom we are discussing, and evaluate the impact of our own and other people's small talk, and use language and expressions appropriate to the relationships with the other person. So the point is this, that intermediate the person who is speaking to us, or the other person, agents, they are also called agents of communication. So what is the impact of our social talk? And as we have been discussing earlier, that topics are depending on the degree of intimacy, as well as use of language and expressions that also depend on the relationships, whether the relationship is formal, informal, situation, everything is having its impact. So these are the objectives, that if we study the topic in this manner, and if we are learning the topic in this manner, and we practice, as we discussed earlier, that it is going to be more practice based session, then you will be able to start and sustain a conversation. Because sometimes you initiate a conversation, you start a conversation, but you are unable to sustain it, keeping it going on, right? And then you are again having problem regarding picking up the topics, or the avoiding the topics, and evaluating the impact of your own small talk, and also using language and expressions based on your relationship. So these are the objectives. Now he says, first of all, warm up. Warm up means like your pre-reading activities. It is orientation of your mind, that if you do these activities, then your mind will start thinking in that direction. So these are some warming up activities. So read the statements given below, decide which of them express your own point of view, and ask a friend to do the same. Then discuss the reasons for your agreement, disagreement. So this is a kind of social small talk because in the social gatherings are there, so we come across other persons, so friends are there, the acquaintances are there, sometimes known persons are there, unknown persons are there. So here 4 points are given. So in the discussion, so decide which of them express your own point of view. So first of all, let's read. I never indulge in small talk. It is such a waste of time. So this is one expression that he says, whenever I come across a person, I do not engage myself in the talk because I feel that this is a wastage of time. Then socializing is the art of breaking the ice and making friends. So other expression is socializing. Socializing means when you are so much social. Social means in the society, when you come across new people, you try to initiate conversation, you are doing dialogue, and you are also participating in the conversation, dialogues, and communication. So your purpose, your function is to socialize. So the social being, the person who has a tendency towards talking to others, greeting others, expressing your views to others, and learning from others. So socializing is the art of breaking the ice and making friends. And what we say and how we say it is important, because this reveals our personality. Yes, what we say and how we say, both things, content and form. The way you say something and the content, the material you say something, that is showing that is revealing your personality. That your content, your ideas, your thoughts, and also the way you express them, and I love chatting with friends. It is such fun. So these days also, with the help of social medias, of your WhatsApp, your Facebook, we are having a kind of chatting, online discussion, right? Everything has its own benefit, and everything has its both sides of benefits and loss. But these days, but if you are indulging more in the chatting, then again it is also becoming wastage of time if it is of no use. So here, this is the line of kind it's a borderline. You have to draw a borderline whether what is the difference between socializing and of anti-socializing. This is a difference. So these days, even with the help of now, you can see that with the help of Facebook today we are communicating. So this is a past benefit. So benefit that even these days of lockdown, the online classes are held with the help of this Facebook facility. But there are some students or some persons who are not using this for benefit. Rather, they are using only for the sake of chatting in free time, right? So then next point is of reading short dialogues. Short dialogues, and it is about 2.2, reading short dialogues. So as you are well aware that there are two main reasons for reading for pleasure and reading for information. Because my dear students, whenever you are discussing the topics of communication, whether this is the topic is of social small talk or of any kind of other official talk, all the times what you do? You are simply doing the four communication skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing skills. You can't part with these skills. You have to learn and you have to sustain these skills and improve these skills. Because generally students feel that whenever sir is teaching about communication skills, the same points are coming again and again. Sir is talking about listening skills, speaking skills, reading skills, writing skills. Yes, we have to talk because these are the dimensions. These are the sides of communication. And because nature has given us these four tendencies to a normal human being. A person who has eyes, with the God's grace, who is not blind, then he can read something. Or and if we are normal, because there are people with the specially able people who are deaf and dumb, they can't listen, they can't speak, or some people who handicapped. So it means we should be thankful to nature, to God, that if these four communication skills are blessed upon us, right? Because there are some we don't say these days, we don't call them disabled, we call them specially abled, only a sense of respect. Because in the society, if you say any person who can't see from eyes, yes, you are a blind person, so this is a wrong thing. So that's why these times we are using the expression specially abled people, not disabled people. Because if you say they are disabled people, then it is going to enhance or kind of inculcate a sense of inferiority complex in their mind. But we should give them respect because they are also part of our society. Okay, coming back to the point. So as he says that there are two main reasons for reading. First, reading for pleasure and reading for information. My dear students, whenever you read, there are two reasons. Either you are reading for getting information, getting knowledge, getting ideas clear, or getting pleasure. Pleasure means getting a kind of your happiness. You feel that now we are going to be happy for this. So there are also different ways of reading. Different ways of reading. Now, first of all, we have discussed about the reading. Now, different ways of reading. For instance, we quickly run our eyes over a text to get. Now, just so these are reading skills. Also, like scanning, skimming, again going through, analyzing, making out inferences, drawing out in conclusions, right? So these are the different types of reading. First of all, for instance, when we quickly run over our eyes over a text to get the main idea in it, this is called skimming. So as I said, skimming. What is skimming? So there is a large text of you can say 2 pages or 3 pages. You are moving your eyes, you are running quickly your eyes over the lines, over the text, over the sentences. The purpose is to get main idea. So what is the main idea in it? This is known as skimming. So when we fix our eyes over much of a text to search for a specific piece of information, it is known as scanning. So scanning means that you are scanning, like these days with the help of scanners we are scanning the eyes. You are scanning because there you are searching something, searching specific piece of information. It is scanning. And in the short conversation given below, you will both use the techniques of skimming and scanning. Yes, so again, as we have been discussing since last lectures, that the English in Daily Life paper is here we are discussing with the help of the practice sessions or check your progress activities. Again, check your progress activity number 1 in the social small talk, here reading. So today, along with the learning of social small talk, we are also discussing about the reading skills. So skimming and scanning. So skimming and scanning, both ideas are there. So first of all skimming, then we are going to discuss scanning. So skimming and scanning in the check your progress number 1. So read the short pieces of conversation and decide on the following for each dialogue. So we have to make out the skimming and scanning skills of reading. So where is the conversation taking place and what is the approximate age of the interlocutor? And how is their relationship? And what is the piece of conversation? And are they casual, friendly, angry with each other? Because in communication skills, how it is possible? It is possible only when we are actually reading, when we are actually writing, when we are actually speaking, or when we are actually listening practically. So as this paper is more practice based, application is required. This is the applied communication skills paper. Like there is applied linguistics, the applied phonetics, applied mathematics also. So this paper BEGLA 135 is of your applied communication skills. Your basic paper is of BEGAA of 182 of the basics of communication skills. That was your paper of the basic knowledge of communication skills. Theoretical concepts of communication skills are discussed over there in these papers. BEGLA 135, one more paper BEGLA 136. These papers are of your practical sessions based on the application of theoretical concepts. So just we are going to read this example number 1. So there are two friends, they are talking to each other, and we have to scan and skim, and then we have to make out the answers. Where is the conversation? Where is the conversation? Place of the conversation. Place of the conversation. What is the approximate age of the both intermediaries, both persons, both agents, and relationship? How is the relationship? Whether they are friends, they are siblings, or whether they are classmates, or they are the co-fellows, right? Then what is the topic of the conversation? And are they casual, friendly, angry? And mood of the conversation. Okay. So first he says Vikram. Hello, my name is Vikram Yadav. I have an appointment. So then Jaya. Hello Vikram. I am Jaya Iyer. We have spoken to each other a couple of times. Oh yes, of course. Glad to meet you. Welcome to Prabha. Come, let me show you around. Would you care for some coffee? Vikram, thank you. It is very kind of you. It is nice to be here. So it is conversation where it seems to be a place of office. That relationship is official relationship. One person is having he has taken appointment. Other person is official or kind of receptionist from the other end. Then the topic of conversation is very formal. And are they casual, friendly, angry? No, they are not casual or angry. They are friendly, right? Means they are speaking in a official and friendly mode. One example. So my dear students, how you say today our topic is social small talk, and we are not discussing. No, this is social small talk. So just by doing the progress activities, we are doing this. Just with the help of progress activities, we are doing this one of social small talk. Social small talk with the help of this. You can see that this is a social small talk. And here there are two persons. One person is Vikram, the other is Jaya. Then they are discussing some topic, and this social small talk shows the place of conversation, and there also topic of the conversation, and also the nature of their relationship, and also the nature of the their kind of mode of conversation, right? So again, I think there is a complaint by the listeners that sound is not good, but I don't know why today there is problem. Might be there some problem regarding internet, because we are using the mobile data internet, so sometimes there may be problem. So sorry for the inconvenience, but sometimes these things are beyond our control, and according to the speed of the internet, and sometimes the sound quality or the video quality is enhanced or decreased. I wish if the connectivity is improved, then it is going to be a better sound quality. Next is second example. Then say, Mrs. Goyal, good evening, Miss Carl. You are taking your evening walks rather seriously these days. She says, Namaste ji, yes, I have started all right. Let's see how long it lasts. All this fitness regime is not my cup of tea. No, don't say that. At our age, we should take our walks seriously. It's good for BP, blood pressure, diabetes, and so on and so forth. Then, oh yes, I know all that. But more than my doctor, it is my daughter who has pushed me outdoors. Miss Gol, yes, indeed, children nowadays are very particular about their parents. So again, conversation, the people, it seems that they are in their middle age or old age, and they are talking about their walks, or evening walks or morning walks. Yes, it is about evening walk. The older people are going on evening walk. Again, so you can see, my dear students, this is also social small talk. So in the social small talk, there is no theory. There are no difficult theoretical concepts. It is all about the different situations arising and occurring in the society where people are talking to each other. Then one more example. Sarita, may I sit here on the bed? Lata, go right ahead. And then again they are discussing more and more examples, right? So one more, you can see the diagram that there is a boy and he is talking to his mother. Mother, let me see my parents. My parents is Kaveri. So it means it is also of one more story. So more and more examples are there, and I have just taken one or two examples, right? So this is the situation of social talk. Now, what is the criteria for socializing? Because we have studied and we have read that socializing is important, but what is the criteria for socializing? So what is the criteria for socializing? So you can see that by now you already have a fairly good idea of what is meant by socializing or small talk. So he's telling us that it is all about socializing or small talk. So small talk happens all the time. So socializing is based on small talks, and small talk happens all the time. Where? Between casual acquaintances means the known persons, people whom you meet in the course of your work. You may meet them just once in your lifetime, or the relationship once started may grow to be a long and lasting one. So these are the various different situations where the socializing occurs. And you may come together because you are attending the same conference or meeting, or staying in the same hotel, or traveling on the same train. So various situations are explained, that if we have gone to conference, and the conference we are attending the same conference or meeting, the same hotel or traveling or same train, right? So these are the various situations where socializing or social talks happen. So it is very much like socializing or chatting with friends, except that you have to be careful about the topics you choose. So, since the main aim of small talk is to make the guest or person comfortable, you must avoid any topic that may give offense. So, again, you should not offend anybody. Means offense, you understand what's the meaning of offending? That the other person feels hurt or he is offended and he thinks that a kind of disrespect is shown to me. And so, this is called offense, offend something wrong, not by physically but just use of words or your behavior. And sometimes if you ask someone to stand up from his seat, and a kind of disrespect, being impolite. So many examples could be discussed regarding the offending someone. He says there is no need to offend someone. You must also avoid asking or probing personal questions, especially when you hardly know each other. Yes. So there are some personal questions like personal questions of whether person is married or whether person is having family, how many children, your earnings, about your financial condition, about your personal goals, about your personal relationships. So in okay, socializing is fine, but about your family problems, about your family goals, about your property disputes. So these are many things that generally we come across in our life. And then in socializing, even you can say that even when we are walking in our towns or in villages or in our society or in our own sector of city or in our own your ward, means small area where we have social acquaintances with each other. Then he says that even there are certain limits. So there is no need of asking personal question. So even if you're asking how much do you earn per month, so what is your personal income, monthly income, this is also one of the personal questions. And these kinds of questions should be avoided, and in those cases, because these are very personal questions, and when the relationships are very personal, then you can go with these kinds of questions. So here we are discussing about criteria for socializing. So these are the steps or the criteria that how socializing should be done, because if you are following these steps, then your socializing is good. Otherwise it is going to be in the wrong direction, because as we discussed that it is a use of communication. It is communication that is going to develop your relationships. And also sometimes wrong use of language, wrong use of expressions, wrong on asking the questions, then the relationships may also be spoiled. So our function, our purpose is to develop, to go in the positive direction, in the right direction, not in order to spoil or diminish the degree of our good relationships. So normally the conversation arises from the immediate physical environment. So first of all, what kind of environment is going on, and like the weather, buildings and places, hotels, arrival, departure, meals, time of day, entertainment, etc. So these are the various situations. For example, if you are at a railway station, if you are at the airport, generally if you are at the airport, you start a conversation with an unknown person regarding the late arrival of flights or that fog or the many other reasons, or these days regarding your own weather of or health conditions like pandemic, COVID-19. So these are the simply general and spontaneous points of socializing. And very often the topics flow from the conversational context. So what is the context? What is the situation? What are the circumstances? So in any conversation, the answers to questions and the comments that follow can provide a lead into the next comment. So this is like a chain of ideas, chain of comments. If the chain of comments means one comment is connected to another comment, so chain of comments. And out of the ideas, out of the answers of the other person, out of the answers of the respondent, you are getting new and newer ideas. So they say that you provide a lead. Lead means the direction in the next comment, or even the next topic in the conversation. So effective conversation requires that speakers recognize and pick up on these leads. Leads means references. Lead means here lead means leads, those points, references, or tips like of the topic. You can say these are the various the points, the striking points. So the whole small talk takes place in a carefree, informal atmosphere. You must choose with your topics with care. Yes, this is very important. After all, what you say says a great deal about you. Speak that I may see thee. Shakespeare had said that is indeed true. So here, one quotation of the great dramatist of English literature, Shakespeare is given that speak that I may see thee. You should speak like this, that your words are not words, your words are like pictures, your words are like images, that you are able to see them, because the other person is going to see you from the prism of your words, right? So even in the carefree, informal atmosphere, the topics should be chosen or picked up with utmost care, because political topics, religious topics, or any kind of because many people have different kind of religious, social, political inclinations. Because one person may like the political leader or religious leader, the other person may not like, because we are human beings, we are having different ideologies, different cultural backgrounds, different political thoughts, all are good. But the problem arises when we say, I am good and you are not good. So these things should be avoided, even in the informal and the carefree, casual, informal discussions, right? Because these things give birth to the hatred. And in case of socializing, our purpose is not to create any kind of hatred or ill will. Rather, the purpose of communication is to develop good and cooperative, harmonious relations with each other. Yes, there may be difference of opinion. Yes, we always say it is not necessary that all persons are thinking in the same direction, and all persons are having the same interests, all persons are having the same tastes, all persons are liking the same political, religious, social, ethical ideology. There are many ideologies, many thoughts. So that if you are following one, very good, and if the other person is following other, let him follow. And if there is any difference of opinion, then that difference of opinion should also be put forward with utmost care and with utmost respect. So this is the last point in the socializing, a criteria for socializing, because otherwise if we do not follow these points, then there is no difference between us who call ourselves as educated people or literate people or learned persons. There is no difference between us and the others who have not obtained any formal education, or those to whom we call that they are not well educated, or they are illiterate or background, right? So if we have obtained education, if we have gained education, we are in the, we have gone to schools, colleges, universities, now we are working in the offices, schools, colleges, or in anywhere, then it means we should have some kind of that aura of education that should be pertinent, that should be visible to others through our behavior, through our communication, through our socializing techniques. So next point is of 2.3, listening, conversation, dialogue. So next point is of listening conversation dialogue, that in the dialogue, if you are listening conversation, how you have to behave. So it is important that you are prepared for a listening activity. So it is important now that you are prepared for a listening activity, because when there is dialogue, when there is social small talk, obviously there would be, if you are speaking, the other person is listening. When the other person is listening, he has given you time, and if when he is speaking, you have to listen, right? So but there is a big problem generally, that we think that it is my right to speak and it is the duty of others to listen. But once they are speaking, then I'm not going to listen. So this is called communication gap, or barriers to communicate. One of the barriers to communication is the one barrier, one obstacle. This is your psychological barrier, your mental barrier, that out of your superiority complex, or you feel that I'm superior and I have right, and just other people should listen to me. So, but in case of your formal, because what we are doing, this is formal training session program, a kind of training in the communication skills of English in daily life, and especially today of social small talk. Because if you listen to this lecture again after recording, then you would find that there are many points that are coming, and if you try to apply, because all the times in my classroom, in my college, I always suggest, or because first of all I try myself to apply these things in my life, then I advise my students that we should try to apply these things in our life. And if I am not applying, and if I deviate from my path, you should also tell me, sir, you had told us this thing to do, but now you are not doing this. So how it is going to be helpful? Again, if you are living in family, if you are living in a social group, then it is also our mutual responsibility to tell each other that now you are deviating from the set principles. But again, in order to listen to this kind of advice, you should also have sense of tolerance. Otherwise, the person says, "Who are you to suggest to me?" Right? So, because in socializing criteria, these things are very important. The sense of tolerance is important in case of listening, because if you want to be a good listener, then you must have basic sense of tolerance, because when the other person is speaking, he is expressing those ideas which may not be very pleasant for you, but with tolerance, first of all you have to listen. Okay, coming back. So for example, read the questions beforehand, so you know what is expected of you. You may listen more than once if required. Okay, again, this activity is done with the help of Check Your Progress. So listen to the conversation between two people who have met after a long while. Again, so this is the conversation between two persons, and they have met after a long time. So they exchange news about each other and about a mutual acquaintance, known person, like one A, B, they know each other, and also C is their friend, and they are talking about his situation or his well-being also. So please note the text of the audio has been provided in the answer section. So the text of the audio. The text of the audio is also given for your practice. Check your progress number 2. So listen to the dialogue from the audio and answer the following questions. Listen to it again and complete your answers. So again, you have to listen to the audio, and text of the audio is provided in the answer section. Let me check if I'm having that. No. Yes, because I have not downloaded it, and that part. So you can see that you have to download, and you can see that there is audio, because as we discussed that for audio, the university is providing some audio materials for your listening. But now here it is a good thing that in the study material that they have given a text of the audio in the written form, so it becomes reading skill. But our purpose is for listening skills, and for listening we need some recorded material, audio cassettes, or audio recorded material, and by listen, like, because like there is reading comprehension, similarly there is also listening comprehension. Just by reading, after reading you are able to answer the questions. Similarly, after listening to the audio you are able to answer the questions. So this is the way, like, trick the correct answer. So just because first of all audio is not available right now, just I read through. So Venkat and Radha are friends, colleagues, related to each other. They are meeting after 6 years school. So it is possible. And at home, if you are having recorded material available, then I suggest that you should go through it. And because now it's not possible here on online, in the online session, that we can play the audio material, so we have to skip this section. But just I give you the gist of the topic, means what is the theme of this topic in socializing. That here, like earlier we had read that some comprehensions passages or some dialogues, where in the dialogues the two friends who are communicating, or in the dialogues two people who are known to each other but the relationship is somewhat official, then you are able to answer the questions. Same things happen here in case of listening comprehension. So this is about, that is reading comprehension, and this is listening comprehension, right? And when in all the cases reading comprehension or listening comprehension, the purpose is to see the various social small talks, and in each social small talk you find that new points, new ideas, new images of relationships are coming out, right? Okay, now next point is of 2.4, vocabulary. Yes, vocabulary, describing people. Now you have noticed in the last point that when we engage in small talk, we often describe people's appearances. Yes. In the conversation between Radha and Vacant, there are 3 comments on personal appearance. However, when you comment on appearance, make sure you make only positive comments. Now, this is very important thing. When there is social small talk, we talk about people, we talk about human beings, we talk about our friends, we talk about our neighbors, we talk about our colleagues, we talk about our classmates, we talk about our college mates, we talk about our co-workers, colleagues in the office, right? And sometimes he says we also try to comment upon appearance. Appearance means personal appearance. We are human beings and we have our personal physical body having different face, height, color. So here he says that the very important thing is that when you are talking about or when you are making comments on the appearance of the third person, because especially in his absence, then the comments should be positive. But in general life you see that even people are also giving negative comments. So but here today we have to learn that negative comments should never be used for third person in her or his absence. So if you want to say something negative, and if you have courage enough that you can say in front of his personality, in front of him, then it is okay. Because otherwise, if you are giving wrong comments in his absence, then it becomes backbiting, and backbiting is not acceptable. So again, there are 3 steps, and if you want to say, that's why there is an idiom that if you want to say something about somebody in his absence, say hi about him. Not, there is no need to say anything wrong, because sometimes these things do travel. You never know. Even the second person to whom today you are talking to, he might convey your ideas to the third person later on, and the relationships may be spoiled. So there are three steps, or the three. You could have three criteria for for describing personal appearance. Personal appearance as a human being, general appearance, specifics, and height and build. So general appearance. So general appearance, he says Rani is very smart and elegant woman, while her sister is sloppy and untidy looking. Again, you can see a comparison, positive and negative both. General appearance. So Sonal is beautiful and brother is handsome too. And they make a lovely pair. He's good looking and she's attractive. So these are both positive comments. Then specifics, skin, complexion, hair, face. So dark skin, fair skin, face, hair, long hair, about, and height and build. So height and build, tall, short, medium height, plump or stout person, a bit overweight, slim, obese, thin, fat, stocky, well built. So write the opposite descriptions of the following. So again, this is for your practice. Check your practice, check your progress in the practice session. 1 to 8, you have to write the opposite descriptions of the following: a slim woman, then you can say fat, and smart and elegant women, and untidy looking. So many questions and their simple answers about vocabulary describing people. So what is the topic? Describing people. So this vocabulary point 2 point number 2.4 is about describing people, use of vocabulary and describing people, because sometimes what happens that in case of describing people we start describing in the wrong manner. So this should be avoided. There is no need to go in the wrong direction. That's why general appearance about specific, because it is beyond our control. A kind of your skin, you don't have any control. You can't change the color of your skin. You can't change your eyes. You can't change your face. You can't change your height. Yes, you can change your some physical obesity or your physical strength with the help of exercise, but you can't change your body parts or your color, height, right? But you can change your one thing that is more important than your body, that is body language. That is communication skill. So your language skills, your socializing behavior, your social small talks, you can change these things. Yes, that's why what we are doing today. So today we are discussing these techniques, the training sessions for these communication skills. That many things are not in our control, but many things are just there which we can change. And physically, with the help of exercise, walk, running, we can change. We can reduce our weight or we can become strong. But because there is no need to get worried about the color of your skin or complexion, there is nothing much difference, because in case of socializing or in case of values or the civilization, these things are of least important when they are taken in the wider perspective. Your behavior, your skills, your body language, these things play more important role. Okay. Now, point number 2.5, grammar questions. Yes, because in every unit we are having some grammar points, grammar topics. Like yesterday we discussed about the simple grammar point of verb form be, that is mr, was, were, right? Then simple present form, past form. So today we are going to discuss grammar questions, means how to ask questions and how to answer the questions. So there are basically two types of questions: open and closed questions. So because not going very into the detailed explanation, just keeping in mind the need of the topic, that is of social small talk. So basically two types of questions: open and closed questions. So the open questions are those which can have many answers. Simple as the title suggests, open question. So that answer can have that question can have many answers. For example, to the question, what is that you are reading? So the listener can reply many. So name of books are given: Pride and Prejudice, A Thakur's Well, Oliver Twist, etc. Or the number of possible answers is really open. So open-ended questions or open-ended, their answers are various, could be various. Since the questions generally begin with WH, so they are called WH words, or they are called WH questions. Like WH words: who, what, which, when, where, how, why, whom, and whose. So generally, the open questions are starting with these two letters of English, W and H. So the sound becomes who, what, which, when, where, how. So in case of how, it is also not starting with WH, but two letters are there, starting with H and ending with W. How, why, whom, and whose. So whenever you listen to this kind of question, or you have to answer this type of question starting with WH, who, what, which, when, where, how, why, whom, and whose, then shows that the question is having open-ended form, open-ending question. So the answers could be different. So the number of possible answers is limited in the case of closed questions. Closed questions. Yes, please. So what is closed questions? The number of possible answers is limited. So there the answers are limited. For example, there are only two answers possible to the question. Closed ending questions, the answers are limited. There are only now one question: may I sit here on the bed? Yes or no. These are simply two answers, possible answers. One person is asking that may I sit here on chair or on the bed? The answer may be yes, yes, go right ahead, yes, please, or no. So this is called close ending question. Similarly to the question more, that are you feeling unwell? You can reply by saying simply yes or no, close ending question, right? So in fact, this is the most common type of closed question. In this case, the alternatives are limited to two: yes or no. Such questions are therefore frequently called yes no questions. They are also called yes no questions, where the answers are possible on either yes or in no. Right? So they are called closed questions, or sometimes yes no questions. The others were called WH: who, when, and how, where, etc. WH questions. And now here some details about WH questions and yes no questions. WH questions. So we use who, whom, whose to ask about people, and which to ask about people or things. Who, whom, whose for people, which for people or things, both. So which is used for both people or things. Who, whom, whose for only people. Who are you going to London with? Which actor are you talking about? Whose house is the party in? Who did you meet yesterday? So we use what to ask about things, and what for to ask for reasons. So what are you planning to do after the exams? And what are those beautiful bottles for? What and what for? What means ask about things. What for? Asking for reasons and purposes. What for? So what are those beautiful bottles for? For what? Right? So we use how to ask about the way something happens. How? The way something happens. How did the accident happen? Or how did the computer work? And how is also used with adjectives to ask about the degree of a quality that someone or something possesses. Yes, sometimes they're also used along with adjectives. Like with adjectives to ask about size, distance and age. How big is the town? How far? So here big is adjective. How big? Again, used with adjective only to ask about the degree of the quality. How old? So big, far, old. These are all adjectives, and with these adjectives you are using how big, how far, how old, and uh, purpose is to ask about size, distance, age, and to ask about the degree of equality. And then we choose when to ask questions about a time. So when is only for time. So when do you plan to migrate to Canada? And we choose why to ask for reasons. So my dear students, page number 37 list is given, and I wish you remember, you memorize these points are very helpful for you when you are going to ask questions. Who, whom, whose, what, how for in case of adjectives, and when for time, and why to ask for reasons. And next point is yes no questions. So when we want to ask a question which leads to yes or no answer, we use the verb or the first verb in the group of verbs before the subject. Yes, before the subject we are using grammar for it, right? So then last, I'm coming to last point, that is of unit number 2, because the limited time is there. 2.7 pronunciation. So pronunciation, contracted forms. Listen to the contracted forms in these sentences and then repeat them after the teacher. She will see you. So again apostrophe ll, and she would look better with short hair. You are taking it very easy. I haven't seen him. And they had met before. So apostrophe d, I apostrophe d, or they apostrophe d. So they are used for both would and had in different situations. It isn't working. We have seen the film already, and I can't hear anything. Can you? So pronunciation contracted forms, because in case of social talks or small talks, social small talks, the pronunciation of these contracted form is important. So let's sum up point number 2.8, where we are going to finish, and of second social small talk. So in this unit, what we have done, we have discussed some tips to improve our social skills. The warm-up task started that we discussed in the beginning. They are helping us to understand that different people can have different views about socializing or chatting. So every people, like one person says, I don't like chatting. The other person says that I like chatting, socializing. So through the unit, with the help of literary examples, we are made aware of both what to avoid and what to adopt. So it means these things should be avoided and these things should be adopted. So self-praise should be avoided at all costs, and neutral topics or those arising from the situation or context are to be preferred. So there is no need for self-praise, and care should be taken to keep the conversation friendly and inoffensive. So these are the points that we have already discussed in the lecture. So here just we are summing up. Then in the course of the unit, we have touched on some words which can be used for describing people, and in the grammar section today we have discussed the WH questions and yes no questions. Then there is of unit answers are there in the point number 2.9. So this topic was about social talks, small social talks of unit number 2. Now we are left with the important topics of feelings and informal communication. Informal communication and non-verbal communication, because these things are again very important. Feelings. So feelings means what are the feelings? Today we are going to discuss in detail in the just only for the sake of discussion. Happy, good, winner, loser, okay, smart, good person, successful. So these are the many feelings, and feelings are important in our life, because it is about how human beings feel. Because if the feelings, every person says don't hurt my feelings, I do not like. This is important aspect of human personality, and that's why we always say we should not hurt others, and we should not hurt, although these things are not visible, you can't see the feelings of anyone with your eyes, but the outcome of the wrong behavior is visible with your eyes. So in order to develop good communication skills, one person must have and should have the uh, ability to inculcate good values for the understanding of other person's feelings, because this is a difference, because we are human beings, even they are machines, even these, you can say these days, with the help of computer systems or on the IVR systems, where you are recording your voice, or whether you are communicating with machines regarding your online booking something, machines are there, but they are not human beings, and all the sound is of the human beings that has been recorded. So as human beings, the feelings are so important, that's why it has been made a part of your communication skills and English in daily life. So that's all for today. I think you have got the points clearly. And tomorrow we will start with the next topic, feelings, and the informal communication and the body language. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.